and welcome back to Bethesda. We are live from Shirley Povich Field within the regional cabin at John Park. I'm Carson Cast, joined by Zach Lewis beside me. Zach, how are you today?
Doing well, Carson. Thank you. Excited to be back at Shirley Povich on what is a beautiful night here. Excited for some mascots. We have the Commanders mascot here today. It's National Mascot Day.
It is.
So, an exciting times here at the park and excited for a game of baseball.
You know, we've got a lot of first pitches still to go. I will ask very quickly, who is your favorite mascot if you had to pick one right now?
It's easy right off the top of my head. Cosmo the Cougar. He is the best. He's the best college mascot there is, and no one can do stunts like he can. So,
That's
you got a favorite?
Southpaw, probably. It's a very good answer, though. He's the monster, the turf monster when they had turf. Anyway, Big Train entered this game in a dogfight for the second place in the North with these Onley Cropdusters who they'll face. 2-1 on the season against them, could be probably 2-2 if you mark the game that is suspended, which will be maybe played later. Still finding things out about that when that's going to be played, if it's going to be played. Either way, that'll start this Big Train squad in this North Division again. A few stretches at home that are coming up after this one game here. We go away tomorrow, but tied for the second spot, both chasing after Gaithersburg and a top of the league in the North that has been very parity-full. And a lot of different types of looks. These Only Cropdusters now the lowest ERA in the league. They'll have a defense to back them up that will try and do their best, but we'll take a little look at the Big Train defense first.
Yeah, this is a Big Train defense that has a couple changes, but held the DC Grays to 0 runs last night. Brendan Wright in left field, Will Hack center field. Right field is Malvazio, who had 2 home runs last night. First base, Emilio Gonzalez. Second base, Brendan Wright. Shortstop is Johnson. Third base is Logan Ponnett. On the mound, we have Monahan, and his battery mate is Jack Gagan, a new addition who is Bradley Gagan's brother, and Danny Machado is in the DH spot tonight.
Yeah, we're not sure if Jack Gagan is identical twins with his brother. I think he's a year younger. To be fair, though, they look very, very similar. Very hard to tell them apart. We'll see, though. For these Cropdusters, they'll line up as follows. Logan Barada will lead things off with Ryan Booma behind him. Andrew Duncan will make the top 3, which has been a very dangerous pair. New addition, Max Weering at that 4th spot hitting cleanup. Landon Springmeyer, who's leading the league in slug, will bat 5th. Owen McNeil at 6th. Ben Ford 7th. Donis Rodriguez, who will be playing center instead of the usual middle infield, trailed by Zakai Hawkins, who will be playing middle infield tonight. For Bethesda, it's going to be trying to find a way to get back in lone position of second place in this North Division. We'll be right back for the national anthem as the Big Train look to try and find their way atop these Cropdusters. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Man on the mound is Austin Monahan out of the State College of Florida, making his third appearance this season.
Monahan has been great for the Big Train this season. 5.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs in those innings, and 8 strikeouts. And only 2 walks as well. So he has been the definition of efficiency so far on the mound for the Big Train this season.
He'll obviously have his battery mate Gagan. It'll be interesting to see how the young man will have his kind of day put together with a new man and not on that battery. Graham Mustie going to be courtesy running for the likes of Jack Gagan today, obviously, who is catching. But going to be interesting to see because, you know, it's always a difficult thing when you're going through a new appearance with a new catcher, especially a guy who hasn't been around the team for very long. His brother, Bradley, has, but, I mean, at least it's the same face. They're very, very similar looking.
Yeah, it looks like they might be identical twins, which is a fun addition for the Big Train. But as you mentioned, the catching staff for the Big Train getting a little depleted here as we had Parker Corbin get a laceration on his finger, and he seems to be out for still a little while. Was away last couple of days,
yeah,
but
well, he just committed to Akron, which is the note that he is away. Both of these catchers are both away visiting other schools right now, as the other one, Pichardo, just committed to Houston.
Yeah, and so obviously the staff running a little thin here. Notably, Logan Ponnet was the reserve as a catcher for a while, but obviously it's better to have your utility available to play that position as well. So glad to have Gagan with us, and I'm sure he's enjoying joining his brother here, but we'll see how this duo matches up.
For the likes of Onley, it'll be Logan Barada, who's had a very good season this year, making his 58th plate appearance. That's about the top in the league. He's played every game so far for these Cropdusters. They're 7-5 on the year, half a game back, as well as the Big Train within these confines of the North Division. 3-1 on the road, Big Train 3-2 at home. So trying to find their way through. We're on their way back in a 6-5 suspended game that has currently not been finished, but 1-1 now as the second pitch in there. Quicker work from Monahan, as we've seen him do it all season. 5 innings of work, obviously, or just under 5. He's been very good. Once outside, or excuse me, just in there. Looked like it might have bent out, but got the front portion of the plate.
Yeah, you mentioned that suspended game. Big Train actually in the process of appealing that one from the league. It's still unclear whether or not that will have to be a forfeit because of the lights going out here.
It's a broken bat over the left side off the glove of Panette, and he's safe at first. Panette can't make the play after he kind of loses it there initially, and it's a broken bat, immediate error, forced over to third, and he's on for the likes of Ryan Bouma, who's been very good this year.
Well, and the bat breaking there might have just thrown off Panette enough that he had to hesitate a second to make the throw, and the throw just a little high for Gonzalez over there at first base, and Barada reaches safely.
Bouma coming into this one, he's a Rockville, Maryland native. Hitting very well in the year, 345 average, as well as some good OBP and slug. OPS at about 1.1, so he's been mashing the cover off the ball, but a lot of walks and about an average slug contributing to that. He's gotten a lot of doubles as well, some homers to tag in. 1-0, this one outside. Monahan, the righty, the State College of Florida, they're the Manatees. Said he likes that. Thinks it's a fun mascot in his opinion. Now 3-0 as he threatens to walk the next man up. At the on-deck circle is Andrew Duncan. He's a Duke outfielder. He's his only homer and extra base hit this season coming against the Big Train. It was in their loss, 11-4 last time we saw them at First Responder, as the 3-0 is in there.
Good pitch from Monahan to get back in that one. Fastball into the zone.
3-1, he's got a base runner on first if you're just tuning in. Here comes Monahan, and fly ball off of the bat of Bouma. Under it is the likes of Malvasio, and he gets there. Malvasio last night, fantastic one, and you got to see all of it.
I did. It was incredible. He hit 2 home runs last night, pretty much the exact same spot at the Robert J. Talbot Field in D.C. at Catholic University where the D.C. Grays play. They hit it right over the scoreboard in left center field. Second ball reaching almost 400 feet there, so really just mashing the cover off it.
See him later. He's batting 8th tonight. And talking about their lineup, obviously, later. As the pickoff attempt is no good. Booma expired. Brings up Andrew Duncan, another righty at the top of this lineup who's hitting very well this season. His only extra base hits, though, have really been against the big train. 304 average to complement. Getting on base at a 400 rate. This one fouled back towards us. And Gagan, not like his brother, he's got glasses on. Some rec specs, I'm familiar.
They both are very familiar with the rec specs. You know, some people say it gives you that extra menace.
It certainly is humiliating to lose to a guy with rec specs, I've been told. 0-1, that one high. Gagan tries to make the throw as the runner goes, and he is safe. A stolen base for the likes of Barada. It's kind of a little off to the right for his first attempt. Notably, obviously, I don't think was really expecting to be playing for the big train this season, and the catcher woes have certainly allowed him into this, but he hit very well last year. And exceptional defensively as well with Southern Maryland, the Senators, who we'll see tomorrow night on the road. Ones for Monahan as that one is in there. Good breaking ball. Catches Duncan looking. He's not too happy with it.
Well, and that stolen base there, as we go back to it, is notable because we do have a different catcher behind the plate today. TJ Gramsci has been really good in the last couple games in stopping pickoff attempts and stolen bases there. So a new adjustment for these basemen who have a new catcher.
Gramsci leads the league in caught stealing. It's a violation by the pitcher for a pitch clock marker, so count will now be 2-2.
Luckily that came from Monahan at a time where he could afford a ball.
This one ground ball left side. Panette's able to get there, but it's foul. But then obviously that utility infield they're playing at third. We mentioned a little bit earlier, you don't want to lose that utility. Doesn't play the outfield, plays all parts of the infield, and when you have a guy go down, you never know who it's going to be. You hope it's nobody, and it's been just about nobody other than the man behind the dish, Corbin, who will be back hopefully soon. But it's 2s for Monahan. After the pitch clock violation, he comes set. 1-2 as that one's outside. Weirdly, he works quicker from the wind. It's always a bit slower from the stretch as he enters now. 6th inning of work.
Well, as we talk about the defense a little bit, a notable shift is Bonaris, who has played most of the season at second, is in left field tonight. Brennan Wright in second and Cal Johnson, shortstop.
3-2 just inside, and he walks Duncan. Good breaking ball pitch, got him earlier looking. He tries to go for the same thing with the full count. Can't get him to go, and there's a runner on second and first for Max Weiring. Weiring's first time in the box against these big train was added very recently. It's been pretty good. Got an average at that 300 chip rate. Rising freshman. He's headed to Rutgers this fall. Lefty first baseman. Tonight he is playing at that very first base. This is DH'd prior as that one fouled back off of a fastball from Monahan that was just a little outside. Oh, 1. You mentioned Commander Tutty in the building tonight. Did you know he has hair? Did you know that before this? That's really
I had
upsetting.
not seen that before this, and it is really interesting, I will say, to have a pig mascot that has what many would describe as a textured fringe.
Yeah. A 1 from when Monahan is fouled, as that one now 0-2. I just don't like expect to have his helmet off ever, and it's just something I wasn't expecting to see today.
Yeah, quite the surprise.
0-2 Monahan trying to get the second out of the inning on the cleanup batter as this one is tattooed into right. Chasing after, it's Malvasio at the wall. This one, it'll go off of it. It'll be the center fielder Hack to collect off the carom. One runner will come home and they'll stop at 3 as it didn't look like he was going to be able to make the play or it was going to leave, so the runners held up. But 1 run on the double from Weering.
Weering getting most of that ball, sending it all the way into the fence. It's Cropdusters proving early that they are a force to be reckoned with. And their base running and stealing can prove to be a problem for this Big Train defense as Gagan takes his first mound visit with his pitcher Monahan.
Monahan, first earned run given all season. And also, technically, I guess you'd say it might be his 4th appearance because of the Alexandria game, which will not be restarted. It will be began at 1-0 with no outs in the top of the first with Monahan maybe on the mound. First pitch just high to the likes of Landon Springmeyer. This man has slugged all of the ball. 700 OPS, or 700 slug. 700 OPS is good. He could do it if he never got on base. 1-0. This one sawed off the bat of Springmeyer into right and collected by Malvasio. It'll be a sac fly here as the play at the plate is not made. Just in time. Good throw from Malvasio. I think he barely was late.
That was a close play at the plate. Malvasio did a really good job fielding that one and canning it in to the catcher, Gagan, who really thought he had made that tag in time, and it was really close here at the plate, but maybe just a tie that went to the runner there as the Cropdusters score another.
2-0. Good start for them. They have had the Big Train number this season at the plate apart from their last game. Have improved a lot in just about every aspect in the last few days. Finally found the way to hit with runners on, longer ABs. Our broadcaster Ali was telling me about that earlier. They seem to have finally been a complete team with offense. As this one grounded over there as McNeil collects. The catcher is extinguished on the 3-1 play. Good fielding by Gonzalez. We'll be right back. Cropdusters take an early 2-0 lead on one hit. It's a double into the gap that leaves Max Weering stranded. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in just a moment. Makes of Nolan Ross out of Dickinson. Sophomore comes into this one with a 3 ERA. He'll go on the bump tonight for these Onley Cropdusters.
Yeah, pitched in 6 innings so far for them, only allowing 2 runs, both of them earned. However, 7 strikeouts and pretty good performances from him. They'll need every bit of that pitching from him as these Big Train bats have been heating up lately.
Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. Thank you very much for tuning in with us on the Big Train Baseball Network. Julius Bonnery's first appearance in left this season. He'll lead things off in the left-handed batter's box. Very good year so far. OBP in the 400s, average in the 300s. As well as a good night last night. Last night. Last time he was playing, he was on the bench last night. Accumulated 3 hits. That one outside.
Take a look at this starting lineup for the Big Train. Bonneries obviously in the leadoff spot. Cal Johnson after him. Brennan Wright, Milo Gonzalez in that power hitting spot. Danny Machado after him. Logan Panette, Will Hack, Zachary Malvazio, who had 2 home runs last night. And the catcher, new catcher for the Big Train, Jack Gagan, closing it out.
Malvazio, we'll see him later. Hack moved down in the lineup, likely to try and table set, as Hack's been very good this season, hitting very well with runners in scoring position. 2-1. That one's in there to Bonneries. That one just a bit low. Ross, first appearance of the year, had himself a good appearance against Gaithersburg. 2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Ended up getting the win in that one. Lefty out of Dickinson College, an 8 ERA there. 3-1 to Bonneries. This one's skied, and under it is Hawkins and Booma. They'll discuss it. Hawkins gets there, and the first out is made.
Number 9, Cal Johnson.
Brings up the switch hitting infielder Cal Johnson, playing short tonight. Cropdusters defense will go as follows in just a moment. Has his first pitch. In the outfield, it's going to be Ford, Rodriguez, and Duncan. Hawkins and Barado make up the middle infield. Boomo, Weering on that left and right corner. McNeil behind the dish as Springmeyer will DH just outside, obviously, of this field. 1-0 as that one misses to Johnson. And again, Ross struggling to find the strike zone. It was 3-1 that Bonneries threw it on.
Yeah, not really typical for Bonneries, who usually is very patient in the box and kind of swung at a ball and got underneath it there to fly out first time.
2-0 makes it in there. It's a good off speed. Ross going to have to try and rely on that for the likes tonight. We've done a very good job, these Big Train, on the red dead heater. 3-1 as that one misses.
Well, Johnson had a hot bat early in the season, but now walks has kind of been his MO.
That one will get into right field. A fly ball gets down, and not a walk quite there for Johnson. First hit since Sunday.
Well, there you go. He heard me, and that was a nice swing of the bat there. Kind of a nice clinical piece of hitting that just drops in front of the right fielder there. He's on first base, and he's a stolen base threat as well. Got wheels on him, Johnson, who's now a Maryland man.
Brennan Wright entering this one is having an interesting season so far. He's finally seeming to get that hit down, as he's been hitting very well in this cleanup spot tonight, or excuse me, in this power spot tonight. It's a pull hitting second baseman out of South Alabama, looking to try and extend this run, keep the line moving for Emilio Gonzalez. Had an RBI double last night. Right, 1-0. This one up the middle, collected by Ross. He'll go to 2. They'll try to make the play at first, and they do. 6-4-3, or 4-3. A fantastic double play from Onley. As they escape with a runner stranded, Brennan Wright goes down, and the Big Train will have to try and defend a hot Cropdusters batting lineup, down 2-0 in the top of the second. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Ben Ford, the Illinois native, stands in for the likes of Onley. They're up 2-0 already. Cropdusters have had a very hot few bats. Ended up defeating Alexandria 13-0 last night. A very good season for them in interleague play. 2-2 comparatively to the rest of the North, who've been very poor against the South. This one, ground ball left side, collected by Panetti. Takes a shuffle, throws over to first. It's the first out of the inning on the first pitch.
Well, and an out there on the first batter of this inning is important for the Big Train, especially because Cropdusters are such a base-stealing team, doing a lot of damage from the bags this season. So getting your first runner out can be really crucial to getting through your inning unscathed.
First pitches are always important, and I suppose those count. Donis Rodriguez will tail here as he bats 8th tonight, excuse me, not tonight. He's a former Dominican summer leaguer for the Brewers, was released and ended up coming to college in the United States out of Mount Dominican Republic, as this one in there, 1-1 the count from Monahan. Ones, and this one, fly ball backwards towards us. Good season for Rodriguez. Hitting in that 220 range, but 385 OBP. He's been very good in the field. A utility player can play any position other than first and catch and pitch. 1-2. That one in there. He goes down looking. He knew it himself, but a good breaking ball. Monahan not his first.
That's a nice pitch by Monahan. Drops there quickly, and a hard one to take for Donis Rodriguez. Monahan has been successful in hitting the zone so far today. Cropdusters have just been willing to swing at it, and that's what's done them the damage so far.
That one in there. First pitch is Zakai Hawkins, former Utah product. Now transferred to the University of New Mexico, where he'll be a Lobo. Where, I guess, slight connection. 0-1 is outside. Mike Brown, the championship-winning coach of the Knicks' son, went to University of New Mexico. He actually spends his off seasons in Albuquerque. 1-1. That one high.
Can't say I'm ever sad to see someone leaving the U.
It's a fair point. 2-1. That one nearly got him. I think was hoping it might have been called that way, but just kind of narrowly avoids that elbow guard. Hawkins in now as Monahan trying to find and avoid a walk, as that one, he does walk. So he didn't go, and a 5-pitch one distributed from Monahan as the lineup turns over to Barada.
That ball just a little too high for Monahan. Not able to strike out 2 in a row. Good work early for him, though. Only needs one more out to get out of this one.
A lot of 2-out rallies for the Big Train this year, trying to make sure the same does not happen for the other side, as that's a pickoff attempt that does not get any. Emilio Gonzalez at first, due up for these Big Train. Had a pretty good night last night. 2 hits, one hit, excuse me, but also collected 2 RBIs, one on a double and one on an RBI ground out in the second inning, where they actually didn't get, or the third inning, where they actually didn't get any hits. So it was 2 runs on 2 walks and no hits and an error. 1-0. That one out's just in there, on the outside portion of the zone. It was a great pitch from Monahan, whose fastball finally finding the zone has kind of been the issue for him in terms of walks, but a good year so far. Ones, and fly ball into right off the bat of Barada. Malvazio brings it in the Big Train. Bring 4 up, sit 3 down after administering only 1 walk. A runner stranded for Onley. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they try and break this lead at 2 in the bottom of the second. That's a hitting in the bottom of the second, but they have been running one heck of a season this year, Zach.
Yeah, and the name of the game so far this year in the Cal Ripken Senior League has been stolen bases. And the Big Train have been playing into that small ball so far. 35 stolen bases this season. Our catcher, TJ Gramesty, is tied for first with 7 so far this season. He has been electric. He had 3 stolen bases in the win. Sorry, the whole team had 3 stolen bases last night against the DC Grays in that win, 10-0 in DC. So it's been essential to the way they've gotten their wins. You're saying getting unearned runs and just finding ways to get on base when the bats aren't moving.
Gonzalez skies this one into left. It's a bloop territory, but the left fielder, Ford, is able to get there in time for the first out of the inning. I mean, always running around, the idea behind it is trying to find a guy, get him in scoring position, and when those errors, which have come against the Big Train, come, then it's an ability to get to first easily. It's an ability to get a guy home very easily on a wild pitch. Just setting everything up, and it's been very good. Gramesty has been stealing a lot and stealing a lot from the other team. Be interesting to see how Onley, with runners on, continues to steal tonight, but be interesting. Either way, it'll bring up the lights of Daniel Machado, Florida Atlantic product out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Switch hitter will bat righty against the lefty Ross on the mound in his second inning of work that went 3 up, 3 down, the unconventional way with a double play to end things. Little chopper left side collected by Booma. Throw to first is not made. It kind of pops out of the glove of Weering. And it's a error to start things off on the first baseman.
Yeah, Machado awarded for hard base running there. He runs all the way through first and gets the ball to drop out of the glove there for the Cropdusters. So reaches on an error to first, but I mean, you look through this Big Train squad and you think at some point somebody will come up who doesn't have base stealing prowess, and pretty much aside from Emilio Gonzalez, they can all do it. They all are able to steal those bases.
Gonzalez does have a steal this year. Came in, I believe, one of the blowouts against Silver Spring of those 2 wins. Currently down to them in a suspended game, which will be made up next week. 6-1 Thunderbolts as first pitch is outside from Ross to Logan Panett. Panett last night up scoring in the win as 1-0 count now. Ross trying to escape a jam, goes for the bunt. This one left side, it's looking perfect, and Ross can't come up with it. A fantastic piece of hitting as he gets his way to first on a very good bunt.
And that is really a nice bunt from Panett there. Just dribbles down the left side line. Machado easily gets the second, and the pitcher actually kind of slips a little bit trying to collect it. Ends up on his hind quarter, so runners at first and second for the Big Train.
We have Will Hack, who's hitting a little closer to 300. Has a pretty high OBP. Done really well with runners in scoring position. OBP sitting at that low 390 range as it gets away from the catcher behind the dish. As we mentioned it earlier, it's a big issue for a lot of teams in this league, trying to get rid of wild pitches and trying to figure out each other, as McNeil behind the dish obviously might be his first time catching Ross and wasn't ready for something to break that way, go the other way. And the Big Train getting steals, getting errors, keeping runners on, keeping the line moving, always have another opportunity. And very suddenly, we talked through an error and a bunt. We've got runners in scoring position at third and second for Panett, who just made his way to second, for Hack, as this one popped foul towards the pavilion.
And I think something that lends itself to more wild pitches in summer ball is a larger rotation of not just your pitchers, but your catchers as well. So many games in a row, you don't want your catcher on that many nights a week, and so you see combinations all throughout the season you haven't seen before.
Yeah, different batteries are kind of essential to making things work. 1-1, swings on it and misses. Hack at James Madison Duke. Played a few games there last season. Set to go back. Hasn't been one of the guys in this portal. We've already had 3 so far commit on this team, from one school to another. During the season, at least. 1-2. Ground ball left side, and that one is foul. Counts 1 and 2. They've got 2 in scoring position for Hack, who's done very well this season with runners in scoring. Prior to last night's start, he had a streak of starts in the outfield with 3 RBIs in each appearance. 1-2. This one skied into the air. Rodriguez will settle under it, and the runner from third will go. Coming home is Machado, and he's there. Fantastic run there, and Machado's able to get it in on the sac fly from Hack.
Well, Will Hack, knowing he has runner at third base and a quick runner at that, and Daniel Machado knows he needs to make contact, and that's exactly what he does. Gets it deep enough for the sac fly there. Cropdusters deciding to hold the runner off from second, so.
Last night's player of the game standing in, Zachary Malvazio, went deep twice. Going to try and use that power here. Went deep into left, and it's a little longer, but 370, which is, I think, just about the marker of both. One of them near 378, I think. The other one 373, as I remember. 0-1 to him, but he's got a lot of power. It was his first hit 2 days ago in a double, and his next 2 following were as a home run and a home run. So only 3 hits, only 3 extra base hits, and I say only. Should be aware, 0-1. Breaking ball outside.
Carson, how do you feel like the feeling is as a player coming off such a big night, obviously 2 home runs? Do you feel like you have extra pressure in the box, or do you feel like you're just juiced up and ready to go?
I think in that second night of a streak, you feel like you're the man, and as it goes on, you tend to start feeling a little bit more pressure as it becomes more and more irregular that you're doing something. But in that second night, it's normally the best night because you've got total confidence going to the plate. You know you can hit one out. You know they're avoiding you. And he's in a hitter's count now, 2-1. And that confidence is something you aspire for. It's a mental game. 2-1 from Ross, and this one is tattooed into left. Back at the track. Goodbye off the tree. Malvazio. This one, a lead for the big train.
Zachary Malvazio, how do you do? In his last 3 at-bats, including last night's game, that's 3 straight home runs scored for him. What an incredible performance, and as you said, he was juiced up. He was ready to go. You hit it right on the head, and so did he.
2-run homer. He's now second in the league for home runs behind one man from Southern Maryland. What a season so far for him. It's been very young. He's pitched 2 outings. He's done well in those 2 outings, and, not to mention he's actually hit 3 home runs, so can do just about everything for these big train as they take the lead in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, like you said, all of a sudden has become the everything guy for these big train. Really enjoying leaning on his prowess from both the mound and the batter's box.
Strike one in there to Gagan. Jack Gagan, the catcher, brother of Bradley Gagan, who we've seen the left-hander pitch before. His younger brother, I believe. I think they're a year apart, but they look like identical twins. 0-1. Low and wild, but no matter with nobody on base after Malvazio cleared it.
Well, I can relate. I have a brother who's actually almost 3 years younger than me, and he came and visited me at college, and everybody was like, oh my goodness, is this your twin?
Counts ones for Gagan. I don't have that experience. I have an older sister who is living with a much longer hair than I.
I see. And that's the big difference between the two of you guys.
Yes. 1-2. Gagan trying to fight his way off. Played at Southern Maryland last year through 7 games, had an 1,000 OPS. 1-2, sawed off to the shortstop, and he can't come up with it. Hawkins is unable to make the grab, and the big train have themselves another runner on an error. Punished them earlier with Machado. They'll try and do the same after they reach on an E6.
Well, I was about to make that exact same point, is the way that the Cropdusters started out. They're letting the big train score was because of a wild pitch and Machado getting over to third, and then an easy sacrifice for Will Hack. And so those errors can definitely pile up in a game like this, and you don't want that if you're the Cropdusters.
Brings up the top of the order in Julius Bonaris. George Mason product, stole a lot of bases there. in the 20s range. He's been doing well this season, averaged about 300. OBP in the 400s after last night he didn't play. Will be leading off in his first appearance in left field on the night. 1-0 from Ross. It was very suddenly. Now seeing the top of this lineup after going 3 up, 3 down in an unconventional way in the first, as that one in there. Connery's second on the team in stolen bases with 5. Comes the 1-1 as that one low again. Ross has to find a way to make a to get a ground ball that a hitter can make, or a fielder, excuse me, can make a play on, just trying to escape this inning. 2-1, and that one in there counts, sits 2s.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, definitely needs to scrape himself out of this one and have a reset. Not the inning she won after a really good first one from the Cropdusters.
That runner goes, and he'll be in there standing. It's TJ Gramesty, who just had his 8th stolen base. You might notice he's not in the lineup tonight. Jack Gagan's courtesy runner is Gramesty, likely for the reason and full purpose of Gramesty is a very talented base runner, and I believe gives him sole possession of first in this league then, correct?
Yes, as long as his compatriot did not get a stolen base already tonight, he is by himself at 8 steals this season.
Stands alone at second. Number 1, at least for a reason tonight. 3-2 as Bonneries fouls off the payoff. Here comes Ross as they dance again here on the full count. Skied in the air by Bonneries. Chasing after it, both Duncan and Barada. They make a bad news bear play almost in right, but Duncan's able to come up with it through contact. Big Train get 2 hits. They get 3 runs as well. They now lead as we head to the top of the 3rd, and Onley tries and responds on the Big Train Baseball Network.
Back to the first baseman, Stanley Cruz. So we honored the great
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network, and homers aplenty. Malvasia went deep last inning, and he's done a very good job so far this season. This one lined into right off the bat of Booma, collected pretty easily by the very man Malvasio. Brings up the next batter in the order, Andrew Duncan. Duncan homered this season off a Big Train member. Already walked in this one, ended up scoring. He was the 2nd run to come across to be plated for the Cropdusters. Monahan, his 3rd inning of work, gave up 2 in the first. This one tattooed down the line, but foul, ends up in the Big Train bullpen. That's now 0-1. Monahan, the righty, to this as this one is absolutely mashed down the line, but barely foul and barely stays in play. Bonnereese really chasing after that one and stayed in the park, but was just a little too far for the quick second baseman to get after. Duncan at the dish this season. One of the better members of this lineup, hitting 300 with a 430 slug. No extra base hits other than that one homer. The 1-2 now as that one misses. Ground ball backwards off of the bat foul.
Monahan finding his rhythm a little bit more in this one. Definitely finding the zone. Has not been a struggle so far for him tonight. Just trying to limit the amount of contact that the Cropdusters are able to make.
That one's just low. Crowd not too happy with the call. 2-2 for Duncan as he tries to turn this one into a walk again. Monahan had him 1-2 earlier. This one in the air off the bat. Hack chasing after it in the gap. Malvasio as well, and Malvasio will be the one that gets there. Good catch from him, and the big train has sat 2 down now. Both to the right fielder.
That contact kind of soft off the bat. Definitely underneath the ball, sending it with a good amount of backspin up into the air.
Max Weering, double in his first appearance, nearly got out. Went for a high one as didn't swing, but considered it. Weering committed to Rutgers. He's a 6'2", 220 lefty batter. Number 25 ranked prospect out of North Carolina and the best first baseman out of the state. Dad was drafted by the Orioles and played 13 years of professional ball. Melvin. As the 1-1 comes. The 2-1 count. As Monahan tries to extinguish the third batter. Now one outside again, and Kagan trying to calm him down a little bit. Counts 3-1. Off the bat of Weering, high and foul. He mashed that one. He's definitely a pull hitter.
Well, you mentioned Max Weering here has committed to Rutgers. His dad, Melvin Weering, actually was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in 1989. Played in the minor league systems for them for a while.
Payoff, and he struck him out. Good pitch from Monahan as he retires the side in order. We'll be right back in the bottom of the third as the big train look to add on to a 3-2 lead they accumulated via the home run. Welcome back. Bottom of the third. Big Train had a 3-2 lead. 3 hits for them, 2 of which came in that last inning where they got 3 plated, excuse me, one of which on a sac fly from Will Hack. Malvazio went deep, tailing him. 1-0 as that one just outside to the batter, Johnson. 2-0 now, Johnson. 1 for 1 on the day. He's got a single earlier. Saws this one off into right. Another tough play for everybody. They all chase after it, and it lands barely foul. Second life for the likes of Johnson. Won't go down as an error. That was a difficult play to make.
And that one just bouncing outside of the foul side line. Johnson very happy to have a single, on his first at bat tonight.
Johnson out of the College of Central Florida. Very big distinction. Last year's a Patriot. Hit very well. You mentioned earlier. Cooled off recently. 2-1 up the middle, just over the glove of Hawkins. His counterpart at short. A good piece of hitting there from Johnson.
Now batting for the Big Train, the second baseman, number 27.
Well, Johnson, like I said, maybe wanting for himself a pickup night for him. That's been exactly what it's been so far. 2 singles, 2 good hits. Puts himself in good position as well to get a base stolen, get himself around the bases.
1-1 against these only Cropdusters this season. Head-to-head as a game suspended between them. Big Train lead that. Brennan Wright up to bat. He went down on a double play earlier. Right up to the pitcher on the mound. Ross, excuse me. Trying to avoid that fate today. Off the bat of Wright, it's skied into center. Under it is Rodriguez as almost another missed call. Luckily, the likes of Ford kind of dodges right under it. He goes down in the air as it brings up Emilio Gonzalez.
Well, Wright just getting a little too far under that pitch, and there's been a little bit of confusion, it seemed, like a little bit of miscommunication in the outfield, but for the most part, they've been able to still successfully bring in those outs.
First pitch to Gonzalez. It's a good breaking ball, lefty to lefty, so advantage for the man on the mound, Nolan Ross. So there are 2 innings of work. He's given up 3 runs, 3 hits. I guess 4 now. 0-1 turns to ones. Little off speed that just kind of misses. That one outside.
Gonzalez proving why he's probably the biggest RBI threat in the league last night. That ball does grab the bottom corner of the zone. Puts the count at 2-2. Had a 2 RBI double last night for Gonzalez. Really just a powerful bat. Someone who's really hard to stop once he gets swinging.
2-2 count. He's got 13 this season. Skied backwards, a little bit to the left, foul, and barely out of play as it makes its way into the grandstand. One thing to note, tied in that RBI total first with Logan Barada, the lead batter for the Onley squad, who has definitely found a lot more offensive success recently. Kind of got things going finally after the Big Train game where they lost 11-4, and we see them about 9 days later. Foul backwards, and Gonzalez will stay alive on what he reached out for.
Yeah, like you said, he was just reaching for that one a little bit. Looking to make some contact on his bat, so he stays alive in this one.
2-2 the count to Gonzalez. As the pickoff attempt back to first, Johnson dives in there, and only 1 out in this thing. One thing to note, I think, for Ross is not a lot of wild pitches, not a lot of mistakes made on the mound. He has unfortunately just kind of gone head-to-head with Malvazio, who clobber to pitch out of here. 2-2. Ground ball up the middle of the shortstop. Taylor made double play, and they get it. Hems are perfect, and the suit is made. 2 outs for them on that play. Big Train lead 3-2 as they try and defend only in the top half of the next inning. Big Train Network Baseball coming back to you in just a moment. Welcome back to Bethesda. Austin Monahan still on the mound. Springmeyer comes to the dish. He'll be in his second appearance. Sac fly in his first inning. Trailed the runner home. Duncan Barada came in earlier, but Springmeyer's 700 slug mark in this season has been fantastic.
Well, I think what has allowed Monahan to be so effective in this game, aside obviously from maybe some early jitters in this one, just working out the kinks, this pitch comes in and is hit foul off Springmeyer's bat. He's found the zone, and the Cropdusters are a side that are going to swing at a lot of pitches, and because he's finding the zone, often it's either contact or they're missing it, and he's able to get strikeouts.
1-1. Hard ground ball to left side. Definitely more of a ground baller. Monahan, State College of Florida last season. Returned there in the fall and suffered a elbow injury, which kind of kept him from pitching that full year there. 1-2. Ground ball left side. It was not any kind of major elbow injury, to be clear. I think it was just soreness that kind of kept him out for the last tail part of the year, just to be safe. Counts 1-2. Monahan dealing to the righty Springmeyer. Ground ball left side, collected by Johnson. He'll make the throw to first, and scoop can't be made by Gonzalez. Runner will stop there, but an error at the shortstop side as Springmeyer reaches in the fourth.
Yeah, as the season has grown a little later, we've seen a couple more errors in the shortstop position. Saw one the other day from Danny Machado playing over there. This one Johnson just puts in the dirt, makes it a hard scoop for Gonzalez, and the Cropdusters get one on base.
Lefty McNeil standing in, catcher out of Central Alabama Community College. That one high and inside to him. One count to him. Monahan delivers. This one just inside. 3-2 lead for these Big Train. Malvazio went deep earlier. 4 hits on the night for them as they try and deal with this Onley squad, which is hitting very well coming into tonight. 2 runs in the first from them. McNeil did end that inning. He left a runner stranded, but has the opportunity to get another rally going. Walking an error helped things over, so a lot of errors already from both sides, 2 apiece. 2-1. That one just in the strike zone. Good pitch on the inside corner. Two count for McNeil. This one skied off the bat of McNeil into right. Malvazio coming in on it. He will make the grab for the first out. First batter retired after a reach on air. Ben Ford brought up. Left fielder tonight.
Malvazio all over this game tonight already. Showing his mark. Making the plays in the field and obviously making his mark from the batter's box as well.
Yeah, 3rd putout tonight. Very good job there as this one skied backwards towards us.
As this summer season has gone on, we have seen Big Train pitchers making it further and further into their games.
Yeah, this is the longest outing so far this season. As this one skied in the air, right side will make just past the bullpen foul. Longest outing of the season for Monahan, and part of that is definitely ramp up. Part of that is sometimes guys have total pitch counts as well during the season, as well as game pitch counts. They'll see how far they can get Monahan in. Not a starter traditionally, but Ben Ford, the Naperville native, Illinois. 0-2, runner goes. Sawed off right side, and Gonzalez was covering, so he's not going to be able to get there. Rounding is the likes of Springmeyer at 3rd, and they suddenly have runners on the corners off of a great Ben Ford single.
That ball just in the right spot to creep past Gonzalez, who was on the bag there. Runners on the corners, as mentioned, in dangerous position here for the Cropdusters.
Corners for Donis Rodriguez, as mentioned. Going for his 7th RBI this year. He's already got 6. And a pretty good player around the base paths as well as in the field. But in the box, still looking for some better results. OPS in the 600s. This is his 13th game this year. He's played and appeared in every single one. The Cropdusters have played sitting 7-5. Tied for 2nd in this North with these Big Train. Runner throw back, safe. On the pickoff attempt from Monahan was a good move from the righty to try and go get the guy behind him. They're both tied, half a game back from these Giants. 7-4 the Gaithersburg sits atop, 6-4 for the Big Train, 7-5 for Onley. Silver Spring Tacoma below them, all at 2-8. Got walked off last night by Southern Maryland on a walk-off home run. 4.5 games back. 0-2 to Rodriguez. Poke up the middle. Monahan double clutches to 2nd. Throw it first. Not in time. Rodriguez's speed beats it out, and a fielder's choice nets him an RBI. As Ben Ford is cut down, and Springmeyer scores to tie this one.
We have a tie ball game now. Good base hitting from the Cropdusters. Not getting a lot of power, but doing what they need to do in order to bring runners across. Monahan elects to get the leading runner out at 2nd. Not go for the play at home, and runner on first base as well now.
Pitch high as Gagan looks to try maybe get the guy Rodriguez at first, but can I get there in time? 1-0 to the righty batter, Zakai Hawkins. He walked his first time up. 1-0. We actually had an error last inning. In the second, excuse me, so the second inning, not the last inning. Did not have any punishment for Onley on that one. It was the error from first on the third baseman's throw that let Machado on where he'd eventually score. Ones with 2 outs and a runner at first. Inside, Gagan throws, tries to get the runner, and he's safe. Rodriguez in there for another stolen base. He's on second, so scoring position on the 2-1 now.
Well, like we said, stolen bases are the Cropdusters' MO, and there's another close play there as it was a good throw over from Gagan, but pretty much reaching at the same time as the batter slides in.
2-1 is missed inside. Monahan not struggling too much with the walk today, is only given the free pass to 2 batters. Trying to get out of a second inning of work here. 3-1 the count. Hawkins will watch ball 4 and make his way over to first base. So third walk given by Monahan as they go back to the top of the order. Not exactly what you're hoping for. Barada leading this league, or tied for the league at RBIs, with the man playing first for the Big Train at 13. Comes in with a difficult situation. 2 outs, runner on second. Monahan trying to extinguish one more and just get out of this 4th inning after already plating an unearned run, excuse me. Springmeyer reached on an error.
Well, and it's not the man you want to see at the box when you just need to get it out to get out of a jam. Barada has been electric so far for these Cropdusters.
One-0. Skied in the air off the bat of Barada. Settling under it is Hack, and that will end the top frame. We'll be back at the bottom of the 4th. Big Train give up their lead. It's tied at 3 on the Big Train Baseball Network. A lot of homers recently for these Big Train squads, Zach.
Well, and Zach has been the one to do it. Zachary Malvasio leads the team in home runs now with 3. He had 2 last night in his last 2 at-bats there. Sent 2 flying over the left sideline, and guess what? Tonight his hot bat did not cool off. First at-bat he saw, he sent it flying again. His home runs tonight. 7 home runs total for the Big Train. They are now getting close to the league leaders, who are the Southern Maryland Senators, who we'll see tomorrow at their house.
Machado watches strike 1. He'll come into this one after Gonzalez gave a ground ball up the middle. That ended up in a double play. Caught him and Johnson. Johnson now caught in 2 double plays, or at least stranded by them. Not ideal for these Big Train trying to find their way back on top. 1 run plated by the Cropdusters on a fielder's choice from Donis Rodriguez, who beat out a double play. That one high to Machado, who's been hitting it very well. Slugged a RBI double last night in the 10-0 win over the Grays. Machado skies this one into the right field. Duncan settling under it, and there's the first out of the inning. He's flown out now twice over there. It's not flown out there, excuse me. I was looking at Ryan Booma straight up. Brings up Logan Panette.
He reached on an error on his first at-bat tonight, Machado did. That one, definitely a flyout.
Definitely a flyout. His first of the night. He's 0 for 2. Brings up Logan Panette, who's 1 for 1, singled, and moved Machado over. Then moved on a wild pitch and a sac fly from the man on deck, Will Hack, who has now his 12th RBI in this season. 1-0. Ground ball right up the middle behind the back of Ross on the mound, and throw over to first. Got him! A great play by the second baseman.
Yeah, Barada made an incredible scoop behind there. It dribbles just past the bag, but he scoops it up and quickly knows he only has a second to make the throw over to first if he wants to get Will Hack out. Excuse me, it's the man before Will Hack. It's Panette out there, and he does just exactly that. 2 quick outs for the Cropdusters, and they get one more. They can avoid the hot bat of Malvasio in this inning.
First pitch to Will Hack, and he crushed this one. Left field, fly ball at the track. Doesn't get caught. It does leave the yard on the bounce. A ground rule double for Hack, and Big Train have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, that's probably the antithesis of what you want for the Cropdusters right before you have the person who has hit 3 consecutive home runs up is for someone to hit a bounce-out double. Will Hack has continued to prove this season that he also has a big bat and hits that one deep in the left side, gets a nice bounce off the warning track there, so he safely just walks over to the double spot.
That one barely not passed. They'll have a brief meeting with Ross, somebody up in the pen. We'll see how much rope he's got left. Ross out of Dickinson has been very good in his opener tonight, only giving up that 3 runs in that 3rd inning, and that one only an one earned run there. He'll stay in this game. Talk a little bit about the situation. Got a double from Hack, and it'll bring up Malvasio. Slugger, not the guy you want to have after a Hack double you mentioned earlier, and there's considering he has yet to hit a ball that has not left the park or counted as an extra base hit on a double, that's very true.
See if this at-bat will prove to be a heat check for him.
Ross outside. I'm not sure he's going to get a pitch to hit here. Stolen base from Will Hack as he gets there without any contention. They're going to just focus on the batter. Brings up Jack Gagan, and McNeil sets up on the outside. They give him one to hit. It's a outside portion zone fastball for the righty Malvasio. Fouls it back.
Interesting to see how Ross approaches this. Gets the meeting from the pitching staff to maybe calm him down and give him an idea of what to throw here.
Looks like they're going for pitches on the outside as the fastball makes it too far low. 2-1 count to Malvasio. Slug this one into left. It's a bit lower and a line out. 2 outs, so that will end the inning as a good piece of hitting, but Ford comes up with it. Another dazzling play in left. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Go to the top of the 5th. Tied at 3. Runner stranded is Hack. South Florida Bull Jackson Mirza comes into this one. Lefty pitcher will have another opportunity here as a center fielder normally.
No, just a normal pitcher. Nothing to say here. Just kidding. Mirza's starting out this season mostly just in the field with the big train. Came in and won outing against the Thunderbolts and did well there. And so they have shown him the mound again, saying, you're going to be a pitcher for us. Does not have an earned run yet this season in his 4.2 innings pitched.
0-1, that one. Outside corner for Ryan Booma. The third baseman enters this at-bat tonight. 0 for 2. He is the one who has flown out twice to right field. Top of the fifth inning. As this one all tied up. Feels like these only games have been quite contentious. Whether it's arguing from, either staff or anything different. Monahan's night will end on that note as we enter the top of the fifth. He had a good one. Finished the day with 4 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks as well collected, as well as 2 strikeouts.
Well, am I correct in remembering that it was Mirza who was ejected from that first game against the Cropdusters?
Exactly. As Booma just kind of saws one off right up the middle. It's a perfect single.
That one dies just in the right spot there over the head of the second baseman.
He was ejected as well as Sal Colangelo, and per league rules, they both missed a game.
As you mentioned, it got a little heated here as well when we had a game that is currently suspended and potentially a forfeit as lights went off in the middle of a match that the Cropdusters were trying to fight their way back from.
After Booma's single will result in the likes of Duncan coming up. Duke product hitting 300 on this season, 1-0 count to him. Mirza misses low, and he'll be the first arm out of this bullpen. Curious if we'll see Aiden Rittenauer. He is one of the other arms who I believe is cleared. 2-0. Ground ball left side, and this one foul again. Now 2-1. He's got himself a strike against Duncan, who's 0 for 1 on the night. He walked and scored in the first. Misses inside again, and that fastball just kind of getting away from him a little bit. Kind of keeps pushing it towards righty batters, or away from lefty batters. Duncan, a righty, homered this year, only against a big train. This one, ground ball left side. Panetta has to lunge at it. Gets one to second. Throw to first is way over the head of Gonzalez, but off the carom, it's a lucky bounce, and the runner won't advance. So just a old 5-6 putout, or 5-4 putout, as Duncan goes down on the fielder's choice. Wearing will then be brought up, who's tattooed a couple balls, one of which got down for an RBI double, another 2 foul.
Well, that's the second ball that's been put over the very tall arm of Emilio Gonzalez so far today. So we're going to clean those errors up and get a little more outs over at first base. That ball just a little too far inside, does not catch the zone.
Lefty Wearing is one of the only in this lineup, as this one skied off the bat of Wearing into left. Under it is Bonaris, and he can't get it foul. The native second baseman will be credited with an error there, as he could have made a play in the foul territory. Will not go down anywhere in the scorebook as more than just an error on his part, and that gets tagged onto his player profile. Unfortunate, and the big train will have to do battle with the slugger Wearing again.
Yeah, that is an out, especially that Mirza would want to be able to get there. Ball sailing into foul ball territory, but plenty underneath it to make an out.
1-1. Ground ball right side, gets through the hole between Gonzalez and right. Good single, and another one aboard as Wearing makes his way to first.
Single stings a little bit for the big train, as you could have had the batter out on the last at-bat and not able to bring that one in. So Mirza taking a second to retie his cleat, and Gagan taking a minute to visit with him on the mound.
Yeah, they're going to talk about what they can do with the batter Springmeyer coming up. A lot of slug, as we mentioned. Not the type of guy you want to kind of let up another out to, or give another opportunity to, especially with more runners in. He'll come in with a runner on second and third. Has not gone deep in a little while, over a week, but definitely a lot of power in his bat as he waves at that first one. High fastball from Mirza. A 1 count. Mirza trying to deal with this one again is a foul ball, then suddenly gets him into an 0-2 hole. A lot of fastballs from Mirza. Has a breaking ball he mixes in there, but far less often than other pitchers do. Lefty to the righty batter, Springmeyer. Mashes this one way too high, way too foul, as this one will go out of play.
That one a little too far to even make an attempt at for Bonaris in left field. Mirza has a good 0-2 count.
Springmeyer designated hitting tonight. He's 0 for 1. Reached out on error his last time up and scored. Sac fly in the first. 0-2. Inside just a little, and that fastball kind of gets in another righty. In on another righty, excuse me. One, two. Tattoo down the line, left field, and he knew it. This one is gone. A 3-run bomb from Springmeyer.
You can hear the celebration from the Cropduster dugout. They loved that one. Big moment for the Cropdusters. They have just figured out Mirza here and sends that one in the favorite home run spot at Shirley Povich over the left side fence.
Hey, we haven't seen one go any other way. So 4 RBIs on the night for him. He single-handedly would have the lead over Bethesda. 3-run homer there. Draws in the likes of Booma and Weering, or excuse me, Duncan and Weering. And a whole different ball game. Big Train find themselves trailing by 3 after 1 pitch. First earned runs given this season by Mirza, as that one misses inside to the lefty McNeil. 2-0 count very quickly to the catcher. Fouled back again, and 2-1 now is Mirza struggling to get ahead of hitters. That was the only hitter he had gotten ahead of, actually, was Springmeyer. Ground ball right side, little chopper, as Gonzalez will collect, and we'll get the second out of this inning.
Well, obviously an unfortunate play for the Big Train there. Not wanting to give up the lead there, but giving Mirza maybe a chance to reset, clear the bases, and get himself an out there, which he does.
So runs in back-to-back innings, 1 to tie it, 3 to take the lead off the bat of Springmeyer in the last 2 innings for Onley. First pitch, just outside, and misses to Ben Ford, the Naperville, Illinois product, headed to Illinois Wesleyan. Not the year he's hoping for, hitting about just a few ticks above 100. 1-0. As that one gets in there. Good breaking ball by Mirza, maybe off speed. One's for him. Lefty delivers to the righty and inside. Just narrowly missed him. And Ford 1 for 2 on the day at a single in the 4th. Two-1. Ground ball right up the middle. Second baseman right has a play on it. He dives but can't get there in time. So an infield single as Ben Ford has got his first 2-hit day in a very long while, actually, of the season.
You know, after last night, which was a pretty clean night from the Big Train as far as fielding, they seem to be a little out of sorts here tonight. Obviously, that's a tough play for Wright to make, but lots of other nights they have been able to make those plays and get those outs that are a little more challenging.
First pitch is not counted as it is a balk. So it'll advance the runner forward as Merz's day just not going the way he'd hoped. 3 earned runs already and potentially adding on more as now Donis Rodriguez, the center fielder who's 0 for 2 today with an RBI, has another runner in scoring position. This one lined just over the umpire as the runner coming home will be forward. There'll be no play at that one as Gonzalez cuts it off in the middle, and another RBI for Rodriguez as he scores for it on a single.
Cropdusters feeling it now. I mean, their bats are moving and moving with efficiency there. Good RBI single. Put the Cropdusters ahead by 4 runs in the top of the 5th.
It's broken this one wide open. Zakai Hawkins will try and keep the line moving, and as unlikely as it's been with 2 outs, these Big Train have been struggling for Onley, who we mentioned. They have hit a lot better, and another balk from Mirza, same way. He just moved and didn't come fully set in time. Runner now at second is Donis Rodriguez. Doesn't need to steal. He has a stolen base threat to be in scoring position as Zakai Hawkins now a similar situation. First pitch to him is outs on the outside part of the plate, and a strike called. Hawkins in his 2nd year as a crop duster. Throw over to third as the runner goes. He's well within there, and suddenly an even worse situation. Runner in better scoring position as first stolen base of the day, or second stolen base of the day for Rodriguez, was Zakai Hawkins up. Last year with only a 900 OPS for the shortstop. 1-1. Hawkins lines this one into center. Hack will try and get under it as well as Malvazio, who makes a dazzling dive. Saves a run in the Big Train. Give up 4 runs here in this 5th inning on 5 hits. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they now trail 4. Henry Lewis comes in for these crop dusters in relief of his man a number above him in Nolan Ross, as he will, or below him, I can do basic math. 7-3, he'll inherit a lead, won't have the win. It'll be right now in possession of Ross as he comes into his 4th inning of work, 4th appearance of work, golly, this season. UMBC product, and he is at a 5.4 ERA. Only giving up 3 earned runs, though, as He's gone through 5 innings pretty efficiently. Whip is down there in terms of batters at the 1.4 range. He'll have Jack Gagan to start lead things off as Malvasio lined out to left his last time up.
Number 19, Jack Gagan.
Gagan, his first at-bat, reached on an error. We didn't get much of a chance to talk about him with other things going on around the bases. Gagan out of Tusculum and in the portal right now. Plays last year at Southern Maryland, we mentioned. We're number 19 in replacement of Tanner Kaler, who will not go this season. That one low to Gagan.
Yeah, Gagan actually did play in this league last summer with the Southern Maryland Senators, who we'll see tomorrow night. Hit .357 last year in 7 games there. 3 RBIs and good hitting for him.
Counts ones for Gagan as he watches one go by. It's about in the 5th inning. Big Train have been fantastic with the bat in these later innings, specifically this season. Same thing happened last night. Or left hitless 4 straight innings after a 2-run second where they did not accumulate a hit and a 3-run or a no-run third where they had 2. And the Grays kind of kept them off until the 7th. Malvasio got things going with a homer, and then after that, more runs kept flooding in. 10-0 lead after that. 2-1. Ground line backwards towards the Onley side. Obviously, Brothers with the pitcher, Gagan. Bradley is a left-hander out of Eastern Kentucky. I'm very curious if we'll see these two in a battery at some point this season, maybe tonight.
Could be a cool opportunity for the whole Gagan family to see 2 brothers playing together in summer ball.
2-2, that one misses high. It's McNeil. He's had a tough time touching that one, and even if it was in, definitely not the frame you're hoping for. And now a full count to Gagan, trying to be efficient in his debut with Bethesda. 3-2. Second year in Cal Ripken play, looking for his first hit of the season. Ground ball up the middle. It's a chopper high up, collected by Barada at second, and catches Gagan over at first. He'll go down on the ground out, and the Big Train will then flip the lineup over. Bonner-Reese comes in with an 0-for-2 night on his hands, trying to break that in the 5th. Lefty out of George Mason. Last year at a 265 average for the Patriots, hitting above 300 as well. Double-digit walks this season in this total. 900 OPS for the, just under 800 OPS for the Patriots. 1-0, that one will miss to Bonnery. She's been a very patient hitter. We saw earlier in the first inning. In the second, not too like him. Always seems to find himself in a full count. But he did swing on a 3-0.
Big Train trying to find some more energy in this game.
Two-0 count to Bonneries, and he lines this one foul and not quite over the netting. It almost fielded by the third base coach. As it bounces back, can't get it off the rebound. Bonneries stole 5 bags against his teammates, Team George and James Madison this year in one game. Had a very good season in Bethesda at that stolen base marker, now second on the team with a late surge from TJ Gramesty. 2-1. That one in there for strike 2. Bonneries not too big a fan of the call, but understands, Yeah,
it happens, and mentioned as well with the walk because, like you said, he does have that stolen base prowess, so just wants to get on base how he can here tonight.
2-2. Comes the right-hander Lewis as this one is bounced backwards. Kind of reach out a survival swing. Lewis a 21 ERA in 5 games last year at UMBC, not the season he had hoped for.
Well, only has 3 earned runs so far this season with the Cropdusters to go along with 4 strikeouts, so finding his rhythm a little bit here.
4th outing in the 3rd outing of the year. He went an inning scoreless. 2-2 as that one misses high, and another full count to Bonaris, who seems to be here very often.
Yeah, he's the kind of batter that's going to make you work for it every time he's at the bag and going to dare you not to walk him.
He was a member of the National English Honor Society and a math major. Swing and a miss. Bonaris goes down on the high fastball, calculated by a man with the career ambition of being an actuary.
Cal Johnson.
Kind of the dream job if you're in finance for a lot of people. It's a risk measurement type of guy. Brings up Cal Johnson. He'll bat lefty for the first time tonight. Switch hitter, seeing his first righty. After the day on the books closed for Nolan Ross at 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs given, 2 earned, and no strikeouts or walks to his name, so got a lot of contact. That one outside to Johnson. Cal goes 2-0 now as he stands back in. Mentioned he had a hot start to the year.
They mentioned Nolan Ross's start tonight. Actually, despite the score now, kind of losing that starting battle a little bit to Monahan. Cropdusters not really getting going until Mirza takes them out and they put 4 runs past him.
2-0 count. Johnson mashes this one down the line. It's barely fair, just past the diving reach of the first baseman. He'll be on his way to 2. Throw in from right is pretty late. He's going 3, attempting the triple, and this throw nearly wide, but they get it. It is a triple for Cal Johnson, nearly more on a mistake, but he has got himself a great scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, you know, the first time he was up tonight, I mentioned how he would love to get his bat going after doing a lot of walking recently, and he's done exactly that. 2 singles, and now a triple for him. On cycle watch.
Yeah.
Getting the hardest piece of it with the triple.
He's got 2 singles. He's 3 for 3 over there at third. Brings up the at third. 0 for 2. Brennan Wright comes to the dish. It's lefty second baseman who will tail his teammate who just tattooed a ball from the left side. He's got Gonzalez on deck, trying to keep the line moving and bring this runner in at third. 1-1 count to him as he watches one go by. Lewis, the 0-1, as that one missed outside.
Well, Lewis now has a little more pressure as well, knowing that he is quite a quick runner on third base that would definitely be more than happy to advance on a wild pitch.
1-1 to right. South Alabama product. We'll watch one go on the inside. Now is a 2-1 count. Johnson over there at third. No sliding mitt today. That one just missing inside. Nearly caught the right elbow of righty. He kind of brings it in to avoid so. And they're trying to get a bounce back battle, at least a run here. As they gave up 4 in the top off of Mirza, who day's not started how he'd want it. 7-3 lead for Onley. Both teams fighting for second in the North Division. 3-1. Grounds one to the right side. Second baseman Barada will get there and make the play at first. They leave one stranded. Cal Johnson, a good triple, but they can't bring him home. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Can't find anything. Down 7-3.
Big Train 3.
Cal Hopper into this one. He'll face Logan Barada, the leadoff man. His first pitch absolutely tattooed, but just a little too high. Barada skies this one into right, and he's on for his second time today. Hopper, the Jacksonville Dolphin sophomore. It's his third time Barada flying out to the outfield, that time to right.
Hopper has pitched in almost 7 innings. Excuse me, that's his ERA. ERA.
Sorry.
Around 7. Only pitched in 1.1 innings.
Yeah, he's had a turbulent year that was very young, only given up 2 walks, hit, and unfortunately one of them was very big. Double. He's got some light work only through 1.1, so that one just outside, and as Ryan Bumo comes up after the extinguish of Barada, who was retired on a third flyout for him, and another putout for the right fielder. Is that one just low? And a little conversation with the pitcher for both the catcher and the umpire. Umpire just trying to give the pitcher a moment as A mound visit, but B did get one kind of off the chest there for Gagan in his first game.
Well, he just has to join the squad here. I mean, if you've been following the Big Train in their recent games, getting hit by balls is kind of what has happened. Lots of hit by pitches, as well as, I believe, a foul ball yesterday struck T.J. Gramesty in the back.
I think he got hit in the back with a hit by pitch. I think it hit like right in the collarbone with one. Definitely got pelted. We were close enough to hear him yell. What a good night tonight for Onley's offense. 7-3, their lead, and that one just missing again. 3-1 count for Hopper. Booma, oof, 1 for 3 tonight with a single, 3-1, and he swings at that one. Can't collect anything. Third baseman just about every night for Onley.
Another Grant Insurance call to the bullpen. Now pitching for the big train. Number 35, Kyle Cropper. The personalized service from the experts at Grant Insurance. All your homeowners and auto insurance needs.
So 6 putouts in the night for the right fielder. Curious where that stands in history, if that even is a recorded record. 3-2, this one fouled just into the parking lot on the right side. This one, a foul tip strikeout. Hopper gets him swinging, sits the second batter down, and he'll have 2 down here in the top of the 6th, excuse me.
Big moment there for Hopper. Coming in, throwing a good pitch. Batter just behind it. 2 big outs to start for him, and a nice improvement of a relieving start for him.
First pitch is low to Andrew Duncan. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Walked and scored and reached on a fielder's choice and then was eventually scored. 1-0 to him is just on the inside portion. Hopper trying to go 3 up, 3 down for the second time of any Big Train pitcher tonight. Things started off with a good outing from Austin Monahan, who went 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs, 2 hits and 1 earned only, as he walked 3, struck out 2, was chased by Mirza, who did not have the best outing. Full inning pitched, 5 hits given, 4 earned runs, as didn't walk or strike anybody out. It was definitely a pitch to contact outing for him, as Hopper comes in inheriting a 4-run deficit. Popped into the air right side, Gonzalez tailing after it as it stretches towards the out of play marker, but he gets there. Well played by Gonzalez. Big Train retire the side in order. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they head to the bottom of the 6th. Henry Lewis back on the mound for Onley. And elsewhere in the league, pretty important matchup happening tonight between Southern Maryland and Metro South County. Southern Maryland wins that one. They are now on a 4-game win streak as the Big Train face them tomorrow. They played Metro South County in a game that the winner would take first in the South. They managed to do so, so now 8-4 on this year. First team in the entire conference. Other games going on. Alexandria leading the Grays 9-4 in the top of the 6th at Alexandria's place at Frank Mann. We are currently here at Shirley Povich Field. Down 7-3, bringing up Emilio Gonzalez. Gaithersburg on top of Silver Spring. 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Looking for an upset. Gaithersburg wins there. They tie at the top of the league, obviously, and continue their run of the North. Silver Spring very close to an upset over Alexandria last night, or excuse me, Southern Maryland. They were walked off after going up 5-0. A walk-off homer from the likes of the home run leader this season, Carlson, for the Mariners, for Southern Maryland, James Carlson.
Yeah, Southern Maryland kind of making themselves a bit the team to beat here. Good scrappy wins, puts them best record in the league. Gonzalez takes a big swing at that one. 0-2 in the count here.
Falling behind for sure. Well, after that, we'll have a home game on Friday. We'll have a Juneteenth celebration, so come by for that. Absolutely going to be tons of fun. 0-2. Fireworks night as well, I believe.
Yes, we'll have fireworks in the park that night. Always a fun baseball game if you get to end it with fireworks.
I'm pretty lucky this season. I think we're going to see 3 firework nights, one of which here. We and you will see some away, one of which at Onley. And I think one more at Alexandria we'll catch at the end of the season, maybe. I'm pretty sure I saw that. 0-2 we'll definitely get to. They also have the 4th off, so they're going to do a fireworks at Onley on the 3rd, where we play them as swing and a miss on the 0-2, drop 3rd, and he'll get Gonzalez. He'll go down swinging now 0 for 3 on the day. He'll bring up the 0 for 2. Daniel Machado, heart of this lineup, has been struggling tonight.
Yeah, and obviously these guys are huge hitters, and when they do make contact, it always is in a big way, but sometimes knowing that they need to make big contact or help cut into a deficit has made it harder for these guys in the middle of the lineup to make a swing.
Ground ball right side, it's foul. 0-1 as Machado. That's first time from the left side tonight. Switch hitting. He's only seen Ross and has not yet taken an at-bat against a righty. Henry Lewis is first. Big Train down 7-3 after a big 5th from the Cropdusters. 0-1. Oof, got away from McNeil, and I think it caught the front of that helmet right off the face mask.
Maybe a stinger from him.
Well,
Painful one.
his head might hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Does your head sting? Is that? I'd say so.
It could.
It's like is a hot dog a sandwich thing. It really depends on what you believe a sandwich is, or what you believe a headache is compared to a stinger.
It's true.
1-2 the count now. Machado watching one go by.
Notably, our local hot dog guy with Catalyst Hot Dogs does very much believe in the hot dog being a sandwich.
I do too. I think so. 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. Collected by Hawkins, and the play is made at first. They'll retire the next batter up in order. We'll go to Logan Panett. Do you think it is? I have a feeling you do not.
I just don't think it's very sandwich-like.
Okay. But, then why is a hoagie roll not a sandwich?
I just feel like the idea of it
The
has a
idea.
different concept.
Yeah, it's actually.
It's like born out of the idea of a sausage.
That's the first time I've heard that argument, and that is the best argument I've ever heard for a hot dog not being a sandwich. Is the thought of it is just not a sandwich. The fact that we're having the discussion at all should be enough to kind of moniker it the other way. A sandwich is a sandwich.
Sandwich is sandwich.
You may have convinced me on that. 1-0 to the batter, Panett. 1 for 2 on the night. Singled in the 2nd. He fouls this one back towards us. Count goes even at 1. Yeah, actually, you may have convinced me on that. You know what? You're right. It doesn't feel like a sandwich.
A hot dog, when I eat it, feels something different than when I eat a ham sandwich.
I don't eat a lot of ham.
It's true.
It's not a hot dog, and I only eat one kind of sandwich. Hot dogs. 1-1. This one high.
Thought I had him, folks. Thought I had him.
No, you actually did. That was. I actually am convinced. I can't lie to you. 2-1 as Bennett will watch one high. Big Bat has been through now, had to do his third school in college. George Mason in the fall. Redshirted as that one on the inside high portion of the plate, 3-1.
Well, Lewis has given up at least one hit so far, but not giving up runs yet at Shirley Povich.
At third baseman, this one slugged down the line. It's going to get down for extra bases. It's fair. He'll go to second. Rounding as the left fielder, Ford will collect, and he will have a stand-up double, another extra base with 2 outs.
Well, maybe the key for the Big Train to keep their bats swinging is to make comments that are careless like that about saying that he hasn't given up too much. Lewis leaves that one over the plate, and Hack sees it all the way and sends it flying into left.
Trying to go for a put-out pitch, I think maybe upstairs on the inside, and that's just where Punnett destroys it. Punnett will be tailed by Will Hack, who is 1 for 1 on the night. Had himself an RBI and a sac fly, and doubled earlier. Would hope for that same result, trying to get his 13th RBI, league-tying 13th RBI, as neither Gonzalez nor Barada, who are both tied for the league lead, have gotten any tonight. As the 1-0, that one a bit wild. McNeil, good save. Runner stays at 2, and now even on the hit monikers for both teams, but the home run from the Big Train, only 2 runs. Home run from their side, 3. Springmeyer broke this one wide open at a tie ball game and took a 6-3 lead that was extended later in the inning as Rodriguez had a RBI single. He's the center fielder tonight as 1-1 called strike. Some fun news that Zach has just presented to me. Terry Kaler, pitcher, just committed to Eastern Michigan. He'll be an Eagle next season. How about that?
That's great news for him, and hoping he can find success there. Has pitched a lot of innings so far for the Big Train here, so.
Kaler 4 outings already for Bethesda. Spent last year at Gaston College with a 4.3 ERA, so good on him. Brother of Tanner, who is not able to pitch this season at George Mason. Well, this summer season at George. Now did not pitch for George Mason due to an injury. 1-2, and Hack waves at that one. Beautiful pitch from the likes of Lewis. Big Train straight another runner after an extra base hit on 2 outs. We'll be right back. Top half of this next inning as the Big Train still down 4. More work for Hopper on the mound. Brings up Max Weering, the first baseman, who's been very good tonight for only 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first, or 2 for 3, excuse me, an RBI double in the first, struck out in the third. Hopper trying to find that exact same result. He's the second man out of the pen tonight. Might see Kaler. He's actually cleared, I think, to pitch. I'm unsure if he's in Eastern Michigan committing, though. A lot of guys always visit right before and then make a decision once they're there as kind of their, okay, this is good, I like this, let's do this. But, you know, sometimes you visit, go to a few other schools, and you go back to your first offer. Unsure where that is, as I'll take a brief moment to talk to Hopper. Gagan trying to just right his mind. It's 1-0 count, and you want to make sure his pitcher is all right mentally. You always don't want to go through that first pitch strike understanding, hey, do this, do that. And Gagan, in his first game this season, it's his third pitcher. Made a battery with Monahan earlier, had a very good first 4 innings trying to recover from that. Big Train lineup has been very silent since their outburst in the second inning. Since then, they've left a runner on base. I mean, since then, 1 per inning, but every inning they have left one runner on base this game. So 6 total for them as we enter the top of the 7th. Weering as fouls one back, and the count now 2-1 to the freshman first baseman, rising freshman first baseman.
Well, you get the feeling that the pitching here for the Big Train is going to play a big role, as another one is fouled back. Puts the count even at 2 apiece. Hopper starting out well in his first inning of pitching, but quite a few outs still to go in order to give the Big Train a chance at this one.
2-2, and that one low just a bit. Hopper seeking his second strikeout, or third strikeout tonight. Just a second, excuse me. Hopper, good pitch, but fouled off. Battle continues with Weering. Full count. They do battle again. Hopper dancing against the only lefty in this lineup tonight. Just outside, and he'll walk him. So runner aboard. Start the inning as he went 3 up, 3 down last time out. Springmeyer, the man who homered his last at-bat, coming into this one, and that was kind of the turning point of this game, Zach.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and it was a huge moment. Unfortunately, Mirza not able to put many pitches that were hard for these Cropdusters to hit. I mean, I think a lot of them were left a little bit over the zone, and definitely found all of that one that got sent over the fence.
First pitch in there from Hopper. Talk about the importance of first pitch strikes and that attack mentality for the bullpen tonight. Just want to make sure you stay ahead and try and give your offense the best chance they can, and giving them a lot of chances, but offense has not been great with runners in scoring position tonight.
Hopper does well here. Gets himself ahead in the count, 0-2.
0-2 now. Hopper trying to strike out Springmeyer. This one in the air to the left. It's pretty high up. At the wall is Hack. He'll make the grab, and very lucky that one didn't go towards left field, because that would have left the park had it. They get an out instead. Good job by Hack to trail after
Hack
it.
alert there. Back up against the warning track, like you said. Big Train a little fortunate there that one stayed pretty straight and central, or else they might be looking at even more damage here in the top of the 7th.
McNeil standing in now. He's 0 for 3. Catcher out of Central Alabama Community College. For Onley, who've really taken charge of this game. He's hitting .250 with a .470 OBP. He's yet to get an extra base hit. Good year at at Central Alabama Community College. Had a 800 OPS, 1-0, and strike one called. Good off speed to McNeil.
Hopper does look very in control of his pitches here. Doing a good job mixing it up and making it hard for the batter to understand what's coming next.
Outside, the fastball gets a little away. Only Jacksonville Dolphin on this staff. Hopper trying to do anything he can to swim out of these jams. It's been very good when he has had it. Just hasn't so far this season. Had a great season last year with Jacksonville. 4.4 ERA and a 1.4 whip and 22 innings of work. Exactly what you're kind of hoping for from a guy, but whip gets up there. Let up a lot of hits, a lot of walks. 3-1. This one in the air, foul. And count will go to full as that one will land just near the pavilion.
That one bouncing all the way into the parking lot there. A lot on that hit. Car driving through narrowly. Able to stop in time to not get struck by that foul ball.
Yeah, seeing that is pretty insane. It's good. It's good eyesight. Maybe get him in the box. Draw a walk. 3-2. Runner on first as they try and extinguish McNeil for the fourth time tonight. Just inside, and another full count walk administered by Hopper. Jam a brewing.
Hopper got ahead in that one, but not able to bring it home as it doesn't really throw anything near the zone in the last 4 pitches there.
Ben Ford brought up. Now in the top of the 7th. He's not been great this season, but his first multi-hit game of the night, and this could be one more. Skied out into center. Hack going after it. He'll get there, and we'll make sure that this one doesn't get down. So now 2 outs for the big train, and only going to bring up Donis Rodriguez, who's already got 2 RBIs on the night. A hot hitter again. He'll have to navigate through with a runner in scoring position.
Agile feet from Hack to make sure he's underneath that one and in a good spot to potentially make the play. Runners recognize Hack is in a good spot and stay at first and second, so good situation here for Hopper to be able to get out unscathed.
First pitch and just missed outside. Rodriguez, very good year so far in the field. One of his better nights at the plate. Trying to add on to his 2 RBI total. 1-0, and he lines this one into left. Could get down fair, it won't. Just tails off at the end.
Cropdusters continuing to draw a lot of contact tonight, swinging at anything they feel that they can make contact with, and in fairness to them, has allowed them to score 7 runs so far.
Only other lefty in the lineup to the man on second, as this one, a 1-2 count. He watches strike 2, and at risk of striking out again, Rodriguez, that total pretty high, 6, but it has not struck out more than 1 time in his last 3 games. 385 OBP, trying to add on to that. 1-2. Runners at second and first. 2 outs. Clutch spot here, and this one. Grounded left side. Panette off the lip, has to make a great throw. He does. Good dig by Gonzalez, and we will stretch at 7-3. 2 runners stranded by the Big Train. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to Bethesda. Some more action from Henry Lewis, the UMBC product, who didn't have the year he was hoping for. Will have the chance against Zachary Malvazio in his second inning. 3 strikeouts on the mound for Lewis. Very good outing.
Yeah, Malvazio able to make contact last time, but just able to get in the mitt. So he cooled off just a little bit, had a heat check after his 3 straight home runs. We'll see what he's able to do.
That one missed high, and I mean, he really still pulverized that ball in the 4th. It's a hard hit liner to left. Again, likely would have left the park had it had a higher exit velocity. 1-0 to the hot hand from Lewis. This one fouled back towards us. A fastball down Broadway. Would like that pitch back for sure.
It's a little behind on it. Sends it up and behind.
Ones from Lewis. Malvazio lays off, and 2-1 count. Now a bit of a hitter's count here as he tries and adds on to a big train team that has not scored a run since the second inning. 2-1. That one in there. Now 2-2 count. Ground ball left side. This one is fair. Tough reach for the third baseman. Booma! Out at the bag! Malvazio extinguished as a great throw from the third baseman, Booma.
It's another close play over there at first, which we've had plenty of with the Cropdusters. I'm going to believe it is the right call from the umpire there. Big throw from the third baseman. Able to make it in time to get the hot bat of Malvazio out.
Bang, bang play. Good, fantastic throw, I'd have to say. Is it almost kind of ice cream coned as another dribbler from Gagan. Very high hit over to first. They might have it, and he can't come up with a play. An error listed. I might make the case that that could be an infield single.
He might. It was a weird hopper, but he did have it fully in his glove. That's Hawkins there in the shortstop position, and kind of just whiffed the throw as it falls out of his glove instead of going over to first base.
Yeah, maybe. Kind of, I guess it's judgment call on his throw on the transition, as it'll go down as a single officially. Yeah, I think he would have made it anyway due to the nature of I've never seen a guy hit 3 pop-ups off of the ground, but he's managed to do so, and he's gotten on twice. It's a very difficult play to make one against.
You know, it puts fielders in an awkward position there, having to readjust and shift and pull in, and sometimes that makes them more prone to errors.
First hit for the likes of Gagan in this season. Not his first Cal Ripken Senior League hit. Hit very well with the Senators, actually. 1-0. We talked about that earlier.
Noting that TJ Gramercy once again is courtesy running for him over at first base.
1-0. Gramercy already stole an 8th bag. As that one in there. Another strike to Bonaris. It's 0-2. You watched the first one go by. Dangerous spot. Runner on first is Gramercy. After Gagan's single 0-2. Turns on this one a little bit sawed off right side. Tough play for the second baseman. Goes to second. Does get. Oh, it's obstruction. And they'll get 2 outs. Runner is called for interference. Gramercy will have a word with the umpire. Not too happy with that call as he's looking for an explanation. So no runs on one hit for the Big Train. A double play turned on an interference obstruction call. Stood in front of it and make his way back to the dugout very slowly, still chatting with this ump. So we'll stay with you for a second as we'll see if anything goes on here. Looks like he'll be kept. Was looking for an explanation. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network, top of the 8th.
All right, fans, get on your feet for the Canlis Hot Dog T-shirt toss. If we hear you say a hot dog is a sandwich, you may get
Zakai Hawkins stands into this one shortstop. He's committed to New University of New Mexico. Utah last season didn't have the season he was really hoping for in 2026. 2025 was a bit better for him. And Hopper still on the mound for these Big Train, trying to keep their arms preserved as still a lot of games left to be played in the double digits in a row, as we do not have off on Monday either. The Alexandria Aces game that is to be made up on the upcoming Monday, which honestly, unsure of the date. Take a look at that for you here in just a moment. 1-0 pitch. This one lined. Zakai Hawkins, another hit tonight as he gets this one down, as gets past the left fielder Bonneries. He'll have extra bases. Going for 2. He'll stand in round there as this one gets under the glove of Bonneries in left, and a very good play by him to see that in right, and Bonneries just kind of not an ideal situation. A double to lead things off for Zakai Hawkins' first hit. Third time being on tonight.
Alexandria Aces at Bethesda Big Train scheduled for Monday, June 22nd. On the website it shows the game is currently in the top of the first because it is. It's suspended due to lightning in the area.
Then we waited and waited and waited, and then they called it. First pitch to the leadoff man, Barada. He is 0 for 4 on the night. We shot an error to start things off as Panett wishes he could have that one back. Sometimes just a quick game, and second pitch to the game goes to pretty hot corner in Barada, and he just misses the throw. 1-0. Kind of lined foul towards the tennis courts here, just, I believe, starboard of Shirley Povich. Count 1-1, 7-3 lead for Onley. 5 unanswered for the Cropdusters. Trying to make that number stay there for Hopper, who's gotten 2 scoreless so far. Sacrifice bunt from the leadoff man, Barada, who can do just about everything, and he does a good job there. Advances the runner, Hawkins, over to third, so 1 out. And sac fly territory for the runner as Barada sacks. Barada sacrifice, excuse me.
That bunt not exactly where he wanted it, getting too close to the pitcher there, and easy out at first, but does advance the runner to third base, so 1 in prime scoring position for these Cropdusters. This is where the Big Train wishes they had Kaiser Smith last night on the mound.
This one outside, Kaiser Smith, a great night. 3.2, I think, innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. Just a fantastic outing from everybody in the shutout win. Less for Wines, who did not have the night he was hoping for. Walked 4 batters before being pulled. A throwdown from Gramasty is what kept him all together and got him at least without a run, and the shutout continued.
Yeah, and interestingly in that outing for Smith, seemed to really turn it on anytime he had a runner on third base. 3 different times he had someone there, and none of them ended up scoring on the night.
2-0 count. Scotland behind the man as this one is tattooed into left. Another no-doubter. Absolutely destroyed by Ryan Bouma. 9-3 Cropdusters.
Right in the sweet spot there. Money ball territory. Another home run extends this lead for the Cropdusters. It has been a slugfest here at Shirley Povich, and the Cropdusters are coming out on top.
I mean, he got all of that thing. Another left field home run has been the favorite of just about everybody. We've actually yet to see one go out anywhere but left. Feels like that Gregorio sign is getting a pretty good view of this thing tonight. 3 homers over the wall, over that very sign, all of them. No doubters immediately. As Bouma drives home the likes of Zakai Hawkins, who reached on a double. And the lead is now 6. I mean, wow, that was obliterated.
Yeah, that ball was gone the second it left the bat. I mean, Hopper does put the ball with a good amount of velocity in the zone, and if you can make contact, which they've done, it easily sails over that left side fence.
2-1 the count. After that one in there to Andrew Duncan. He homered against the Big Train earlier this season as 2-2 now. It was a 2-0 hitter's pitch that Hopper had to just unfortunately give one to try and get in the strike zone, and it went a little too far down the middle. 2-2, just low, and now a full count to Duncan.
Hopper being forced into a couple situations where he has to throw one in the zone, and fortunately that one there.
Line down the left field line, foul. Would have left fair. Would have just kind of scraped over the wall and left as Duncan, who's got a lot of power in that bat, shatters his. Has to go for a new one.
That ball was not hanging around for any sort of time. It was just directly out. Did drift foul, but line out of the park.
Duncan full count fouls it back again, this time less convincing than the first. I think fans here at Shirley Povich Field who've gotten a different kind of fireworks show than the one we're going to have on Friday. Most homers collectively by both teams in any game this season at Shirley Povich Field. Top of the 8th, time running out. Duncan and Hopper will dance again. That one missed outside, and after a pitch count nearly double digits on that at-bat, Duncan will walk. And Hopper will have his night continued. 1 out. He's got a runner now at first again, and another power bat in Wearing. This Onley squad has just been demolishing the ball in recent games. Double-digit win last night. Threatening that again today.
Well, the Big Train finally had their number in the last match, beating them 11-4. As runner goes there, throw from Gagan, out on the right side of the plate. And runner does advance from first to second.
You're down 6. What's the mentality for a hitter? Or a hitter, up 6 for these Onley Cropdusters trying to pile on.
I mean, I think you have permission to swing it a lot, but don't get carried away with it. Obviously, I think contact over extreme velocity or a big swing can be more effective in stretching a lead from comfortable to far gone.
Wearing 2 for 3 on the night. This one lined down the left field side and foul again. Don't know if it would have left, but it certainly would have been extra bases. There's been so much power off these bats of Only. All of them trying to go for left, which I'm unsure about. It's not a short porch or anything like it. as they'll have Bonnery grab one of the foul balls. No, it'll be the likes of Wines who will grab it out of the bullpen and hop back over. Pitch yesterday. They loaded the bases and ended up just leaving, unfortunately for him. 1-2. Strike three looking. He gets Wearing on one that he got caught not swinging at, and the Big Train have 2 outs here, bringing up another power threat in Landon Springwire, who already demolished one today.
Yeah, you don't want to see his bat up here with the damage that he can do, and has put on a full display for those who have come to watch at Shirley Povich. That ball mashed over the fence, and looking to just do that again with a running in scoring position. Blow this game open for the Cropdusters.
First pitch now, and this one in the air to center field, but just right at Will Hack. A lot of damage done by these Cropdusters. It's now a collective 7 straight runs for them as they get 2 on a home run, a blast by Ryan Booma. We're right back in the bottom of the 8th. Big Train now chasing the number 6 to tie this one. Kyle Rogers out of Westchester University. He was a part of their championship run, which ultimately fell short. Westchester lineup has been very good, and a lot of them here tonight as they have a connection here for Onley. Pitching this season, Kyle Rogers in his first ever appearance of this season, a ability to get a good start here, up 6.
Yeah, good opportunity for him, and the Cropdusters appreciating that their bullpen has just been growing, and as a couple more players have joined them, and gives them the opportunity to really pick their look as they want to close out this game.
First pitch is in there, strike 1. Low is batter now Cal Johnson after Bonneries hit into a double play on an obstruction call. 0-2 now as he'll watch one go low. Senior at Westchester Hopper is. They're going into his senior year, excuse me. If he was a senior, he would have graduated. Rogers, excuse me, not Hopper. This one flying into the air. Did not get it at the wall on the pop-up. I think it was about to leave play and did not. It was fully out of play. Kind of Stayed in just long enough to try and make a chance on it, but he won't get there at first. Rogers a lefty. Saw 50 innings of work.
Well, Cal Johnson has been really, really good tonight. Maybe been overshadowed by the home run by Malvasio.
3 for 3 on the night. Definitely overshadowed by the fact that a run scored. He was stranded after his triple last time up. So not the offense that they've been hoping for. 1-2. Ground ball left side towards the Big Train dugout. Foul.
Yeah, it's tough for him as a couple of times that he's gone on, he's not been able to be backed up by the teammates after him to get him home.
1-2. Rogers trying to fan him and caught looking. Down goes Johnson. The outside fastball gets him. First strikeout of the year on his first batter of the year. How about that for Rogers?
Yeah, that's a great feeling for Rogers, and obviously going into his senior year now has tons of experience and has the maturity as a pitcher to know what to do in pretty much any situation that gets thrown at him.
First pitch to right, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop collects as Hawkins gets the throw over to first, and now 0 for 4 on the night.
Well, that's 2 quick outs for Cropdusters as Emilio Gonzalez comes at the bat. Has not had the night that he has been looking for.
Gonzalez, the lefty batter. Reigning Triple Crown winner, tied for first in this league in RBIs. Yet to homer. Maybe one here could spark this lineup with only 4 outs on its tally remaining. 9-3 lead for Onley, and Gonzalez, excuse me, is behind another fastball. Rodriguez tonight for them. Center fielder has been quite the difference maker, has kind of kept lines moving with RBIs on 2 outs twice. That one waved at, and no swing deemed. Yes, swing deemed, excuse me. Went to first for the call.
Just was a little out too far down the line.
1-2. Gonzalez grounds one up the middle. Barada will collect, and they go 3 up, 3 down. Side retired in order. Only continuing with a great run defensively. Now scoreless for 6 straight innings. These Big Train held at a 6-run deficit as we go to the top of the 9th. Hopper slated for more work tonight. Pretty good night tonight, but so has it been in the other side of the North.
Well, we've got a tough match between top and the bottom. Gaithersburg Giants tied with Thunderbolts. 2-2 in the top of the 9th. Thunderbolts went down 2 runs early and fought back in the bottom of the 8th. So now no one can break a deadlock. This one will go 2 extra innings.
Be the second time that they've had a team go scoreless against them and had a lead that they've given up on a walk-off if it does happen. So not the best away stretch for Silver Spring Tacoma. Had a pretty good year so far in the batting department. Pitching has been their issue as they sit 2-8 at the bottom of the North. The sawed-off grounder backwards. McNeil trying to get on via a hit for the first time. Walked his last time. 2-2. Ground ball up that right side and foul. It's been a good night all around for this Onley lineup. Everybody's gotten on at least once in one way or another. Home runs for Puma, home run for Springmeyer as well, who ended the last inning. And just kind of clobbering the ball, hitting well with runners in scoring position. Same cannot be said about the Big Train, who were 2-10 with runners on, and 1-5 with them in scoring position, and 4-12 on the other side with runners in scoring position. As he waves at that one, a strikeout for Hopper.
Hopper sits another one down here. Crucial, but Cropdusters really started scoring just right away. In that top of the first inning, we're able to find some success with a double by Waring and sac fly by Springmeyer, bringing runs in.
No drawn walks by Bethesda tonight, which is kind of the name of the game. They kind of went to contact the entire night, haven't been patient enough, and I mean, they are a very patient team. They don't swing a lot, and a lot of it's just been, okay, now we're in a 2-strike count. We're getting forced to swing. Not seeing too many 3-1s, 3-0s. Maybe you can count on your one hand how many they saw. 0-2 now as he's got 2 foul balls from Ben Ford.
And the Big Train just have not really got anything moving since the home run ball from Malvasio.
0-2 outside, and exactly that. Only 3 hits since that, and all of them, or 4 hits, excuse me, 3 of them have been extra base. 1 a triple, 2 doubles, and a single after that, and a total. Ooh, big wave at that one. Good pitch from Hopper, and he's gone back-to-back with strikeouts. Ford sat down, and another one tonight for Hopper. That makes 4.
Nice moment here for Hopper to come in and be effective here. You go back to the Big Train scoring. A couple of players hitting well. I mean, you think of Johnson, think of Panette, who has done well, and Hack, who's found himself on the bags a couple different times. The hitters have been there, but they haven't been together. And you can't score in baseball if you're not hitting together in the same moments.
You got to be a bunch, and that one behind Rodriguez. Now the 2-0 as did not just get him. They'll switch the ball. 2-0 count, and Big Train have left 7 men on tonight, and that's a resoundingly low number for them either when they win or when they lose, because they tend to have a lot of batters on via the walk, and credit to the Cropdusters, they've taken that away. They knew the game plan, and they have executed it perfectly as that one low on the 3-0, excuse me. And now the 3-0. I think Rodriguez is taking just a little break backwards. Inside, and he walked him. 4 pitches. Another man on. They continue the line moving as the lineup now goes to the bottom of Zakai Hawkins. 1 for 2 on the night, doubled, and then ended up scoring on the Booma homer. First pitch to Hawkins is kind of half swing, foul. On the other side, for Onley, they've only left on 8 hitters. So they've been clearing the base paths. Hitting very well when they do have a runner on, or a runner in scoring position, excuse me. 0-1. Hopper back to first, and the pickoff does not get Rodriguez. It's his third time on tonight. 2 RBIs, just one of the contributors. RBI leader, though, is Springmeyer with 4. One and 0-1. Another pickoff attempt as he's safe at first. 0-1 the count now. Just inside, they'll try and throw the runner out as well, and he's in there. Another stolen base. Third for Rodriguez. A very good night for him. A bit of a colder season altogether, but he's definitely happy with this base running performance at least. That is now his 8th on the year, tying Gramesty at that marker top of the league. 1-2 count. That one in there is good pitch breaking from Hopper. 1-2, 2 outs, trying to strike one more out. Just low and away. He doesn't get Hawkins to bite. Very disciplined tonight. Worked 1-0-2 count into a walk. 1-2-2 count to a walk. 2s now as Hopper delivers. This one skied off the bat of Hawkins. Under it is Hack, and top of the 9th will end. We'll head to the bottom. Big Train, 3 more outs to collect 6 runs on the Big Train Baseball Network. So off screen, as we enter the bottom of the 9th, Kyle Hopper was just ejected. Said something to the umpire on his way back, and will be ending his outing regardless of if he'd like to. Machado will stand in at the plate, but we'll talk a little bit more about the Big Train kind of fell into the 6-run hole, and something being said to the Onley dugout very briefly.
Well, we haven't really had a match here that was boring against the Cropdusters, either here or in Onley. Plenty of fire between these two teams so far this season.
Kyle Rogers back on, and Hopper's day will end at 3.2 innings pitched, 2 hits given, 2 runs as well, and 4 walks. Struck out, 2 runs given as well with 4 walks, with 4 strikeouts to his name. A good season, kind of looming, I think, for him. Discussion going on between the Onley dugout and an umpire.
While the ejection was happening to Hopper, there was a lot of chatter coming from this Onley side, wondering if umpire is trying to make sure that the player is responsible for that, or at least getting a warning here.
It's been very patient tonight, the umpire, who is manning third.
Yeah, you got an earful from TJ Gramesty earlier in the game on the interference call. He's kept his cool really well.
Discussion ends. Machado comes to the dish. Got probably the farthest into his walk-up song that he has all year. And he will come into this one. Big Train have not walked, which I think is just the reason that they haven't found many offensive chances. No runners getting on the way they normally do for Bethesda. A walk and a bash has kind of been their strategy. As a bash here from Machado, this one in the gap, and it'll get down for a single to start off the bottom of the ninth. Maybe some energy earned from the ejection off of Hopper.
Yeah, great energy from Machado off the bat there. And you mentioned the walks. I mean, that's how you create offense together. I mean, you can get some hits, but in between those hits, you need walks to fill in those cracks instead of outs in order to be able to be bringing runners home.
Next up will be Panette. Or, yes, Logan Panetta will tail as this one a bit low to him.
I believe one of the coaches from the Cropdusters in that confrontation was asked to leave the game.
Looks like he may have been ejected or maybe just went to his car at a certain point, because not really sure what was said, but it was enough to cause him to leave the game. 2-0.
Interesting that we didn't see an ejection motion from the umpire down there.
Rogers misses inside, and suddenly something brewing maybe. If you can get a walk here, Big Train have the opportunity to try and find their way back in this one. They've had an error for the comebacks this season, or started the year off with one, as the 3-0 is hit into left. This one in the gap, high in the air, and collected by Ford. Will fly out there, and Hack will be drawn to the dish.
Well, Panette seeing that one come through and wanting to take a swing at it, which as well he should have, but not quite able to get the angle quite right on that one, and too far up into the night sky. An easy out for the Cropdusters.
Hack tonight already an RBI. He's got his 12th of the year, looking for more. As Rogers, a man on first, escapes a 3-0 count by flying him out on a 3-0 green light. Has that one in there. And Hack will take a moment. Get back in with Machado at first. Pitching was pretty solid to start off, and unfortunately Mirza's outing not as he had hoped. Otherwise, Hopper as well as Monahan, fantastic games in the books.
Checking that swing down the line. First base umpire saying Will Hack did not.
One. Big wave at that one as McNeil will pick it up on the swing and miss. Good pitch there from Rogers. Struck one out looking in his first appearance, or first part of this appearance. Tonight is the first appearance. 1-2 count to Hack. Trying to get a double play ball here. Line in the air to left field. It is high and deep. Chasing after it is the center fielder, and he makes the grab on the track. Well hit, but not deep enough in the left center part of the field, which gets very far back with how far high that wall is.
Just about enough to take that one into the scoreboard, but good hustle by the center fielder from the Cropdusters, getting all the way onto the warning track and making that out. Now the Big Train in real trouble of losing this one here.
It's Rodriguez, who showing his speed tonight. 3 stolen bases and a play like that. 2 outs now as Malvazio stands in. Strike one on a breaking ball from Rogers. He's been the bright spot tonight. Homered to start things off and has got a quiet few bat-bats since, one of which a very loud line out though. 0-1. Big wave on another breaking ball and down to the last strike. Oh, 2. Trying to deal with Malvazio. Tattooed into left, going to be coming in on it is Ford, and another line out to left. Big Train fall 9-3 to the Onley Cropdusters as they take sole possession of second in the North. We'll be back tomorrow night on the road at Southern Maryland. Winning pitcher is Nolan Ross. For them, losing is Austin Monahan, or excuse me, will be actually Jackson Mirza. Very good job. They get the hold on the mound for Rogers. That's going to be it for us tonight, unless you have any other words.
No, we'll see you tomorrow at Southern Maryland Senators.
Thank you very much for watching. That's been all from Carson Cass and Zach Lewis on the Big Train Baseball Network.